How long can you maintain continuous focus? Imagine being able to hold your focus like a steady flame, no matter how much your thoughts try to blow it out. Today I want to talk about the secrets to that. Congratulations on initiating stage 1 placement. I hope that worked out well. Now we're going to step it up to the next level. Continuous placement is stage 2, and repeated placement, which is stage 3. These stages will help you build the mental strength, the facility of mind to stay with your meditation object longer and help you recover more quickly when your focus falters. They're going to prepare you to launch into the full meditation of stage 4, where the magic really begins to happen. So let's explore how to deepen your practice. In stage 2, the aim is to keep your mind on the meditation object, like the breath, like the breathing, for longer stretches. Or you can meditate on a candle flame. That's fine. Now you're training it to come back more consistently. Think of this stage as sort of stretching the attention span, just like a rubber band. You're just gently making it longer, sort of like a taffy pulling machine. I guess there's lots of images you can come up with. Continuous placement and repeated placement are the subjects we're going to get into now. That's the next phase in the journey, and it's actually can be pretty exciting. So continuous placement is when you can hold focus for longer. You're not bringing it back and just figuring out how to do it in the beginning. You know what you're doing, but the mind won't quite do it. So at this point, you should be able to hold focus on the breathing or the other object meditation, candle flame, whatever, for 21 breaths. This is just an approximation, but it's more than 7. So when you first do placement, you might get a lot of breaths, you might get a while, but as you try and do it again and again and again, it's going to get harder and harder. And then you realize where your set point is. The reason you can do it for longer the first time you try it is because it's novel. It's a new object and it's interesting. You're trying something new. But after a while, it gets a little boring. So you're going to lose that sustained meditation. You're going to have to work on it. So the aim is to keep the focus on the meditative object for a little bit longer. The mind is still going to wander, but you're training it to come back more consistently. This stage is like stretching your attention span. It's like a runner increasing their endurance. So at this stage, we're still working a lot with laziness. That's going to continue through to the 4th stage pretty strongly, but we're also working with forgetting the instructions. We just forget what we're doing. We forget why we're there, how to do meditation, and that we're even meditating at all. Just wander off into thoughts. So we're often going to lose sight of why we're meditating or how to go ahead. It's weird because it seems simple, but it's a very common problem. It's pretty much universal. Every meditator has gone through this. And it can be kind of frustrating. It can make you feel like meditation is aimless, but if you just bring yourself back to the definitions that we started with in some of the earlier videos, and basically the definition is meditation is about placing the mind on the object and letting it remain there. Everything else spins around that basic idea. If you can put your meditation on your candle flame, put it on the breathing and so forth, and let it stay there, then the rest of these things are ways to just help stabilize that. We're going through the process of stabilization. We're attaining stability here in stages 2 and 3. In stages 4, we've attained stability. We've attained the basic level of true meditation. So a good idea at this stage is to review the instructions before we begin. That will help counter the tendency to forget the instructions. Have a short, pithy reminder. I am going, and a pithy commitment, a vow almost, or a promise to yourself. I'm going to place my mind on the object of meditation. I'm going to have it remain there. I'm going to have it stay there without too much forcing. You're going to have to be a little tighter at this point still, but be as loose as you can without it just wandering away. So when you tighten, don't tighten until it like snaps. If you tighten it too far, it becomes painful. And if you're too loose, it doesn't hit the sweet spot. You can't maintain it, right? So it's not too tight, not too loose. And this instruction goes all the way up through the highest levels of meditation. In fact, it's right there at the end. However, what not too tight and not too loose means will change depending on where you are during your path, depending on what meditation you're doing, depending on how you feel that day. Sometimes you need to be a little tighter, and sometimes you need to be a little looser. So that spot where not too tight, not too loose lands is kind of a changing goal. The target moves, unfortunately. So you can have it be almost like a simple mantra in the background, but a very, very slow-moving mantra, like once a minute or so. Remain with the breathing. Just let your mind do that. And then set your intention. You know, we're talking about motivation and goals and aspirations. Set a mini aspiration for each session. I'm going to maintain my focus on the breathing for 5 minutes consecutively. If you can do that on a regular basis, extend it to 10 and then to 20. Or if you're doing the counting, which is a little more mechanical, but it's much clearer. You know if you forgot to count, if you simply stop counting because your mind's not counting anymore. It's also helps to tighten the focus. It's much easier to maintain the meditative capacity while you're counting because your mind is doing something concrete. So please like, subscribe, get the notifications, and please keep meditating, keep practicing, and come back. So I'll see you in the next stage.